impression when you saw people dancing zouk? I know it's like in your culture, and but maybe you remember what you felt like the first time you saw people dancing zouk.
Well, when I saw zouk for the first time, I found that it was like a dance that was complete. You know, there was like in the same dance there was everything that I was looking for, because I already danced like solo dances and some social dances as well. But when I found zouk, I saw that everything in the solo dances that I liked that was there, and everything in the social dance that I liked was there too. So it was a dance that I could express myself a lot, and that I could use a lot of like body expansion and things like that, and dance to nice music. You know, so I thought that I found like everything I need in a dance. That's what my first impression was.
Yeah, I have kind of the same feeling, but for me the main point was the fact that we could dance to a big variety of songs. So we wouldn't be stuck in the Latin song, like for example if you dance the other Latin social dances, that you have any specific music that you need to listen to it the entire night, and if you don't enjoy that much that music, you kind of like, okay, I like the dance, but I don't enjoy that much the music. Then how am I gonna do that? You know. So then I saw like, okay, the same song that I listen to on the radio, I can also dance on the dance floor together with a partner. So that was a good combination for me. But to be really honest, the first time I saw zouk ever, I had a little bit of prejudice, because I felt that kind of intimate. And then I felt like, okay, I don't know if I would like to have my girlfriend dancing this dance with other guys, because it looked a little bit like, too close, too sensual. But it was just a wrong impression, because after you get started and you start learning, then you see how things work, and then of course you realize that it's not the way it looked. But actually I discovered later that many other dances that they look much less intimate, they are much more intimate than zouk, actually. And zouk, it's of course that if a person comes with the wrong idea for the dance, it can happen in any dance. But zouk can give this first impression, but it's not really.
Okay, so what's like if you have to describe in a few words your style, like what is your zouk? What defines you? It's like you have your very specific style. I think every couple has. What defines you?
Okay, we came from Rio, where zouk was born, and in Rio we had the whole transition when it was lambada to become our zouk, and then we have the traditional zouk. It's called zouk tradicional. This zouk tradicional, when we came to Europe, we were dancing this same zouk from Rio, and then people were asking us like, it's really nice this dance. What kind of zouk is that? And then we used to say like, this is zouk tradicional. We dance zouk tradicional, and they were with the interrogation mark in their face, you know, like. And we were thinking it's strange. This like why people seems not to understand when we say that we dance zouk tradicional. Later, we discovered that people called zouk tradicional in Europe the one that kept the roots from lambada. So it was much more the lamba zouk style that was called traditional in Europe. Then we decided that as we were opening the school, by that time we decided to name the school Rio Zouk Style, just to show that it was Brazilian zouk, but the Brazilian zouk from Rio, which is different than the lamba zouk. Then this way to call the traditional as Rio Zouk got here in Europe, and then everybody's now like calling Rio Zouk. So when people say Rio Zouk, and also when we say that we dance Rio Zouk, we mean that we dance the zouk tradicional from Rio.
But our personal style, like Freddy and Andressa, a few words, it's really difficult, because we are always experimenting. So we are always trying to take our dance somewhere where it's not yet. But what we always look for is like this dimension and fluence. So I think we like to explore a lot all the dimensions like of the movement, to do as big as we can, and with as much possibilities as we can, and in a very like fluid way without too many breaks, and you know. So I think that would be more like this, like dimension and fluence maybe would be the two words that we look for when we dance.
And less effort possible to then have pleasure. Because if you work out, then the pleasure reduces. Yeah. So keeping the flow dimension and less effort possible.
Okay, and like we wonder what is like the relationship with your passion? Like, do you ever had like crisis like, no, I don't want to do it anymore, like I want to do something else, or like it's like for example, like you have like crisis that last like, do you have like any doubts, or it's all like all the same?
I think every artist has crisis now and then, because it's a kind of life. It's not because of the dance itself, but it's a kind of life that you have to give up a lot of things. Like, we gave up living close to our family, we gave up our social life because we are working in the weekends where people are having fun, so our friends invite us out and we cannot go because we are working. So we love what we do, but sometimes we miss these like simple things in life. So I think sometimes it brings some thoughts that I don't want to do this anymore, because it's like it's tiring and it's like it's hard to keep up with your health because you don't sleep and you don't eat very well, and you are all the time dancing with pressure on you. It's rare, very rare, the moments where you can dance just for fun, because every time people are like watching and they are
with expectations.
Yeah. So of course I think every artist has crisis sometimes. I think actors, like writers, and sometimes the writer, they stay in a moment that they cannot create, they cannot write, and then they stop a book for half a year and then they get back to it. I think it happens to every artist, but it's not a crisis that it lasts like very long. It lasts like a short period, and then everything get back to normal again.
Yeah, I think it applies in many situations. For example, an athlete, like the guy is like boxer, and then he's like champion. He has the belt, and then like he's like with this for 3 years consecutive already. But he has to have a so hard routine to keep that belt with him, that sometimes like do I really want to keep it? Like maybe it's time for a next one, and I can relax. I can drink my beer, at the beach now. So sometimes I think it's like this. Of course we go through, but it's something that we handled and then just keep going.
Okay, so like you keep going.
Yeah.
So, like what?
Keep calm and carry on.
So what do you do to not to burn out? Is it like conscious or?
No, I don't think so. Like in my case, I think dance is the most important thing in my life. So I think that it can be painful, because when something's so important, that it's like more important than everything else, it can be a little bit painful, because you give it everything and sometimes you don't get back. So sometimes you get back a lot and sometimes you don't. But I think it's the love. It's the love for that thing, It's what you feel when you are dancing. It doesn't allow you to stop, or to give up, or to burn out, or to say, okay, I cannot do this anymore. So
you need to focus more on what you give than what you're gonna receive, because otherwise your psychology can break out. So it's like you don't do something like expecting the other. Of course you do something like to reach something, but like if you cannot focus on that, you need to focus on on your passion. You do this with the passion you have, and then everything happens.
Thank you very much, guys. It was very useful and very nice piece of information. I think it will help to promote dancing, and because there are a lot of fears people, and people don't want to dance. It's like, oh no, it's like today, like guys, oh no, it's today to dance. Yeah. So I think it will help to convince them. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Guys, come to Zouk. If you knew how many girls are waiting for the guys to dance, you wouldn't think it's a good thing. You're missing.
Okay.